Hello everybody, this is your friend Moonshadow Mystery, and today we are doing a live action, as the title card said, Moonshadow Reviews. Today we are doing a review on the recently released episode from Season 6, Episode 20, Viva Las Pegasus. I'm going to try and keep this as short as I can, so please bear with me. And before we get any further in depth than this, I want to just stress that I'm still using my webcam for now, but I figured if nothing else, it's at least something. So let's get started. Viva Las Pegasus. Well, what can I say? Only the second Cutie Map episode we've had since Season 6 started. And I have to admit, it was a lot better than I expected, especially given the setup. Applejack and Fluttershy. Oh, wait a minute. I don't want to forget to mention this. Slight spoilers ahead for anyone who has not yet seen the episode. I didn't want to continue any further until I'd made that mention. Don't want to be responsible for anyone getting mad about it. Okay, now that the warning's out of the way, let's get going. Basic synopsis: Applejack and Fluttershy go together to Las Pegasus, a theme park similar to Las Vegas, situated in a cloud-filled environment ran by a earth pony show pony by the name of Gladsdale. And let's be honest, I could not get enough of this guy when they introduced him. His whole over-the-top Elvis Presley style personality mixed with a little bit of a country, well, Elvis was country, sort of, but with just this southern gentle pony flair, it made him a real likable character off the spot. Seeing the amazing amount of detail that went into including the rides, the environment, just the whole atmosphere screamed, Viva Las Vegas, baby. But moving on, meeting all the show ponies who worked there, and I love the whole little nod. I wish I could remember the names to the tiger tamer magicians who used to work in Vegas. Don't know if they're still there or not after the whole tiger accident that happened a few years back. Don't know if anybody else remembers that. It was pretty gnarly. Anyway, I just loved it. Loved seeing Applejack and Fluttershy both out of their element, and from the synopsis we knew we were going to see the return of Flim and Flam. Didn't think anything about it being anything like it was. The Flim Flam brothers, at each other's throats. I mean, who expected that? It was actually a nice change of pace to see that, these two brothers are so alike and so unalike at the same time that they sometimes just can't get along. Made for a really good old show, especially recalling Applejack's previous encounters with them. And it's nice to see Applejack holds a little bit of resentment to them, especially after everything they've put her and her family through. And I loved seeing Fluttershy trying to be the voice of reason here. So cute, so sweet, so sincere, so genuinely kind that she hates to see any pony, even a couple of jerks like Flim and Flam, not getting along. And I love that about her character. And while Fluttershy is trying to help Flim and Flam, we see Applejack going around trying to find any other potential problem. Because she is so dead set against the Flim Flam brothers, she refuses to even acknowledge that they might need help. And then we have the whole revelation that not only is there Flim and Flam, we got every pony they met already having issues. From the acrobatics ponies to the magician ponies. And then it all comes out to the revelation that, each of these acts would like to go back on tour, would be more successful on tour if they only had a pony with a head for business to lead the way and another pony who knows how to draw a crowd. Well, that's Flim and Flam right there, isn't it? Then we come to the revelation that something's going on in the background. Which, that tends to be how these things work. And once again, the Cutie Map knows that Fluttershy's talent for speaking to animals is going to come in handy. And it really did. It came in handy in a bigger way than I expected it to, and I'm so thankful for that fact. As it turns out, no one ever suspects that the animals are listening, let alone that there might be a pony who can speak to them. And that right there is what put Fluttershy in a position to really get the goat. And for all that information to come out and turn out to be the cause of Flim and Flam's problems too, boom! The dominoes begin to fall. And I can't stress, I actually really enjoyed this episode a whole lot more than I expected, considering I personally, while I like Flim and Flame in their first show, I love the campiness of them, the music portions of it, the callback to classic stage shows such as The Music Man, and if you're a fan of old literature, The Ballad of the Flim Flam Man, great read. I suggest reading it. If you have the time, have the patience, and enjoy reading a little something more old-fashioned. But as of their second appearance during the key arc, I kind of lost a lot of love for them because they felt a little more one-note, watered down, and a little bit more villainous. But I'm glad to see this one took them back to their roots and really made them enjoyable. Loved seeing them again. Loved how they interacted with everyone, especially with one another. And I laughed when they got Applejack and Fluttershy involved in their scam. I wouldn't recall what the scam was called. I have a little bit of difficulty remembering it, and it was just so over the top, but loved seeing Fluttershy out of her element, put into a situation where she had to pretend to be some pony else. The matriarch of the rich family, no less. That was amazing. Although, I have to admit, I was a little concerned when they asked what her gown size was. That seemed a little personal to me, but I love that it played out this way. Unimaginably rich. It was a great show. And then to have them try and swindle Gladmane into revealing his big secret in the classic cartoon way, I am actually glad it backfired. Because we've seen this set up so many times in a row in previous cartoons. It was just nice to see them break the archetype. And have him actually be aware of the situation. But that was the point. He was supposed to be aware of the situation. It was fantastic how they intentionally did what he was expecting, made him off his game, and then the whole, bad guy rant because he thinks there's no way he's going to get caught up now on his own intercom in his own office. That was priceless. The expressions on every pony's face, especially as, loved it. And speaking of every pony, the number of different background ponies, the variances and the colors and the designs, the main styles, I am loving that they're paying so much more attention to this since Slice of Life. I think that was just a turning point in the series as far as them acknowledging, hey, the fans are really paying attention to these background characters now. Let's give them more. Let's expand the pony universe. And it's just working out so well. I mean, we're having a fantastic season so far. And then after, the big reveal, and we see Gladmane's statue being ripped down, I loved it. I have to admit, though, I was slightly disappointed, not with the setup. I love the setup, I love the episode, but I was a little disappointed that we didn't see Flim and Flam getting together with these show ponies, who, since it seemed like that's where they were going, is Flim and Flam were going to become in charge of these ponies and take them on the road. But no, they instead take over Gladmane's resort and somehow hustle people into paying to see a show with no act. I mean, that's them. I mean, I'm not doubting that. I'm a little surprised any pony fell for it. But I'm just mostly disappointed that they didn't follow through and was like, hey, Flim and Flam are getting semi-redeemed, and now they're going to become legitimate business ponies, taking these amazing acts on the road. But what are you going to do? Who knows? Maybe one day we'll actually see it. But it seems like certain aspects of the show are kind of drawing from the comic books. I mean, we've seen more Flim and Flam in the comics than we have in the series. And it's so nice that they're expanding on their personalities, expanding on their interpersonal conflicts, and seeing that they actually respect the main six, especially Applejack. It is so nice to see that they have no resentment toward Applejack, and they actually hold her and Fluttershy in regard because they're from Ponyville and because they're such stand-up ponies. But it's nice to see that their interpersonal conflict allowed a delay. It was just really well done. It was an amazingly fun episode. I'm so happy they didn't force in a song, although it almost sounded like at the end they were going to with the whole standard Flim Flam style stage show type of musical talent. Honestly, I wouldn't have minded seeing it, even if it was just in the credits, but I'm glad they didn't force in a song for the sake of forcing in a song. Applejack's response at the end, the whole calling out Flim and Flam's names while their stampede of ponies is coming through. That was the perfect ending for this episode. It was well paced. It was well written. I love that they went against the expectations and turned things around. It just really worked out well. I never would have expected Gladmane to be the villain of this episode just from the simple synopsis, and I'm so thankful for that fact. They are really getting a lot more intricate with how they deal with these kind of characters. And, well, that's Viva Las Pegasus, everyone. Down the road, once I've got my video editing software figured out, I'm going to see about trying to get things sorted so that I can have more animated style videos with more in-depth synopses from my perspective and my breakdowns. And I really look forward to getting that done for every pony. But that was my initial first thoughts review. Thank you for tuning in. If you like the video, you can click the like button down below, or if you didn't like it, please feel free to click the dislike button on the other side. If you want to see more videos like this or more of my content in general, please click the subscribe button. Feel free to leave a comment down below on what you thought, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. And please, feel free to leave any critique on things you think I could improve upon, suggestions on software or anything I can try, or suggestions on episodes you'd like me to review. And I do more than just MLP. I'm starting off with MLP because that's my initial passion. But I have other things in mind. Steven Universe, video game franchises such as Borderlands, Fallout, Pokemon, and just so much I have in store for everybody. So thanks for tuning in. This has been Moonshadow Mystery. And please feel free to comment on this next part if you like. I'm still working on it. Catchphrases are not my expertise. But, again, this is Moonshadow Mystery, the Changeling, saying don't go changing for any pony but yourselves. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Tune in next time.